Hello and welcome to Trading with Rob. I'm Rob and this is my daily markup for the DAX cash index for Wednesday the 10th of September 2025. So starting off on the day, each day I always have the prior day's high, open, close and low marked on my chart, and obviously then have the open as the dashed green line. Also have the 60-minute EMA as the dashed blue line and the 5-minute EMA as the 5-minute blue line. Today we had a gap up of around 100 points, relatively large, and overall I saw the day as a wedge top with a bear spike and channel, a trading range through the middle of the day, and then late trend resumption down to yesterday's low. Starting for the day, we had a small trading range on the opening first three bars, three doji bars in succession with lots of overlap, tails above and below. It makes a strong trend up or down less likely for the day, but obviously we did have a trend for today. Then a wedge top slash higher high double top, testing the area around yesterday's high, and this then reversed down from the wedge top, and there was a strong bear bar which became a key feature for the day, breaking below the key levels of the open of the day, the 60-minute EMA, yesterday's open, and the opening trading range. It's strong enough to expect a second leg down, so it became a spike in the spike and channel bear trend. From this, I think that it's reasonable to develop a measure move target based on the open to close of the spike bar, which took us down to around this area, which obviously is where the price went down to. After the spike bar, there was a small pause in the trend with a small triangle. Not much of a pullback from the bear spike, so still expecting further downward pressure, and that came down in three legs, forming a wedge bottom around the measured move target, as well as testing below yesterday's close. So here there's a cluster of support which makes a reversal more likely, even if it may not ultimately be successful. From there we had a series of strong bull bars breaking above the yesterday's close and the 5-minute EMA with follow through, but it was testing the area of the first pullback. So some resistance up here, which might be expected to be a profit taking area, or for an area for bears to establish new shorts. From there we had a small two-legged pullback, and while this initial bull spike is strong enough for a second leg, it's not always symmetric, and we did have a second leg breaking slightly above it, forming a higher high DT, fulfilling the minimum requirements for a second leg up. We then had the formation of a trading range through much of the middle of the day, for which there was a failed breakout above the trading range, which tested up towards yesterday's open, but was quickly rejected. Whenever there's a breakout that fails above or below a trading range, it's reasonable to expect a test of the opposite side of the trading range at a minimum and that's what we were looking for. And eventually it came with a few bars later with a series of strong bear bars breaking below the 5-minute EMA, again with follow through and breaking below yesterday's close. This became a new bear spike, resuming the earlier bear trend. Shortly afterwards, after these 3 bars, we had a retest of the breakout point for yesterday's close and towards the EMA, 5-minute EMA, and a rejection of that and a continuation down to a wedge bottom. However, this wedge bottom is so close to lower support in the case of yesterday's low that it is reasonable to expect the price might get there. And price was vacuumed down with a large climatic bear bar late in the bear trend after a series of climatic bars. So it's possible exhaustion towards the end of the day. And then going into the end of the day, had a tight trading range with the close of the day closing just below the low and near the low, the prior day's low and near the low of today's trading day. So in terms of where I think the best trades were, first of all, the wedge top, higher high, double top, with a good entry bar for a stop entry below short, was the first good trade I thought was available. Could also wait for the confirmation of the breakout with the follow through and short below the second bear bar. After that, the strong bear bar down is strong enough to expect a second leg. I think it's reasonable to short the low one on the strong bear bar here. And after that didn't work, this is essentially a 2-leg pullback in the small triangle trading range. So it's reasonable to short below this bear bar at the small triangle. Also here, as the market goes down with this strong bear bar, and then at the support area, the area of support, it's reasonable to buy, certainly at least get out of shorts, looking for a small bounce up, perhaps targeting the top of the first pullback as an initial target area. So have a couple of buys here, and once there's a 2-legged pullback from this initial spike up, I think it's reasonable to buy here. And then after this second leg up is rejected at the top of the double top here, it's reasonable to go short again, looking at stop orders below strong bear bars. Down here there's a small double bottom, and it's reasonable to buy, looking for a test of the top of the channel again. Once there's a failed breakout above the trading range, however, we're looking to get short, looking to test the opposite side and hopefully break below. This bar is perhaps a little big, so that you're buying in the middle of the trading range, but it's so strong that we expect at least a similar movement down in price to test the lower extreme. Might also buy below the follow-through bar below the EMA, and consecutive strong bear bars. This is a 3-bar bear microchannel short setup, so looking to short below these bars is reasonable, or on a pullback to 33% or 50% of the move, expecting a move back down to test the bottom of this, or a measure move down. So shorting below the 3-bar bear microchannel is reasonable, as well as on the retest of the breakout points on either the bear doji here or the large strong bear bar here. Once we get back down to the yesterday's low, it is then reasonable after repeated climaxes to start looking for strong bull bars to buy above for possibly a scalp just before the end of the day. So to summarize, this is my full markup with the trades marked in, and I would like to thank you for your attention.